well, I've only been finished twice. I was finished once at Worlds with the armbar, and then in the versus fight. In the versus fight, I fought sick. So it's like a no-brainer. I'm not going to fight sick again. Yeah. Especially not at pro level. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. Today's episode we're going to go through the EFC card. That's for EFC 111. That's actually happening later today when you guys watch. And yeah, it's the flyweight title. It's King Walker and Zulu versus Walker. There's some really exciting fights. When I was going through the card again now since it's been updated, I was like, wow, there are actually some really extremely good fights. But we'll touch on that in a second.
So first fight is
that's Liefle versus David. So Liefle is actually debuting, and then it's David's second fight. David previously fought Philly. This is a pretty decent fight. Liefle is not too well known up in Joburg, but Liefle is good. So he's training out of PEFSA, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So this is gonna be a crack of a fight to start off the evening. It's really good.
I see they've got Liefle listed as Southpaw as well. So there's the Southpaw Orthodox, which is very cool. David's obviously very long for the division, very tall, and I think we actually saw that in the weigh-ins. There was a bit of a height difference. With Liefle coming, if it is PEFSA, he's clearly going to come out to wrestle, so that will neutralize any reach advantage. And
I think it's going to be a good fight. This one I actually think is going to go to decision. I don't necessarily think that either guy will go for a finish. I think it will be a pretty safe fight and comfortably go to decision. I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but grappler versus striker, I'm going to go with Liefle for the grappling, but David's got some decent grappling too, so we'll see. So next up is actually where I was supposed to be fighting, Walker and Zulu, and he's now fighting Sianda Kazi, who stepped in on short notice. So he fortunately still does get a fight, he still gets his payday. Unfortunately I pulled out, so I'm not going to get mine, but it is what it is. It's part of the game. But now what it means is it's a striking battle. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Sianda is taller than Walker. Walker is obviously more experienced with that 2-4 record. And Sianda's debuting. So I'm gonna go with Walker just based on experience. But I'm not going to write Sianda off. I think he can pull off that undercard win and pull something out of the hat. I mean, he does have knockout power. We've seen him knock a few guys out. And he's there to scrap. So if you're going to look at it on paper, Walker should win. But I would not be surprised if Sianda wins at all.
Imagine that, taking short notice, turning pro, debuting, and then getting an upset.
Win over a veteran, that would be
very cool. Okay, cool.
We'll
move on.
I just want to touch on that quickly. I mean, so this was supposed to be my fight. I've had the best camp of my life, and it is what it is. I got the flu this last weekend, so started feeling it on Sunday. After my second last run, felt great, and then woke up on Tuesday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, with a pretty bad ear infection. So I've actually been booked off for 10 days. I'm hoping to get back in April, if not May latest, because I haven't fought now in, I think it's 5.5 months. So I'm itching to go. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Actually,
amateur-wise, I think I was fighting like every 3 weeks minimum. So going this long without a fight is absolutely crazy. I've improved in so many areas that I want to show off, but now it's pro stages, and I'm not going to fight sick. I think it would just be stupid. So that's the drama on that. But
I've fought 4 times since the last time you fought. On Saturday, it's going to be my 4th time since the last time you fought. So I can imagine you itching to get back into the cage. And it is a long gap between fights, and it's not necessarily something you wanted at all. So I can imagine the frustration.
Well, it is what it is. Like I said, hopefully Walker does accept the fight at the later stage if he still wants to. Otherwise, there's a bunch of flyweights on this card that I definitely like to scrap it down with. So hopefully I'm back in the cage as soon as possible. But it is what it is.
Moving on, we've got Godfrey versus don't know, Lamptey, I don't know what his first name is.
I think it's Charles.
Is Charles debuting?
No, he's actually 1-0. He's from Ghana. He's had one fight before.
Okay.
I remember I sent you the video. He was supposed to fight Polani, but then that fell off. And Godfrey was supposed to fight Martin, but then Martin was injured. So then this one came up. So this is a catch weight. I think it's 60 kilograms. So that's quite nice for Godfrey because he was cutting to fly, so he didn't have to cut all the way down.
Look, I'm giving it to Godfrey from the get-go. From what I've seen of Charles, now that you reminded me of the video, good job on taking the fight. But I'm backing Godfrey in this. There's the height difference. Godfrey's striking is clean. He's clean. He's keen to scrap. He has the experience. He's trained really hard. He's looking in great form. Godfrey all the way.
Yeah, I actually think this is an easier fight for him. So it's quite nice. I think he gets to step into the cage off a proper camp and have a bit of fun. You know how he likes to get the crowd going, so I'd like to see what he does with that as well. But Godfrey should get the win, and I think by finish as well. Okay. Next up we've got Nick versus Rian Dunn. Obviously Nick is a teammate of ours, so he's an absolute animal. Rian's debuting. Yeah, it's quite an interesting fight. We've seen a bit of Rian's stuff with the kickboxing. I think he also fought earlier in the kickboxing, and that looked quite interesting. But yeah, Nick's an animal, man. Straight off the bat, I'm going to say Nick by finish, end of the first or beginning of the second. I don't see it going longer than that.
I was wondering, when do you think Nick's going to get it done? I think Nick might get it done in the first half of the first round.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, we've had our camp together, and he's been an animal throughout. I mean, also just look at the physical condition he's in. When I said I had the best camp of my life, Nick's also had the best camp of his life. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. I can't wait to see what he does.
I love it. Hopefully he comes in. He also gets another, performance bonus. Yeah, probably another highlight reel finish for him.
Okay, then next up we have Emerson Pedro versus Chepo Majuba. This is a pretty good scrap. Originally I had it for Emerson, but a bit of information that I've got, apparently Chepo's looking great as well. I don't know who to call in this fight. If you're betting, I wouldn't bet on this one. I'm still going to go with Emerson, just because I believe he's got the broader range of skills. I think he's going to be slightly better on the ground. And on the striking, I mean, you remember training with Emerson Joel. I mean, he's so creative on the feet. I think Tepo's gonna put up a good fight. This could be a fight of the night, I think.
Yeah, I don't know Tepo. I haven't seen any of his fights, but obviously have trained with Emerson in the past. Watched him come up through amateurs. Watched his pro fights as well. If Emerson wants it, he can take it. My money would be on Emerson.
Okay, then next up we got a flyweight scrap versus Mickey Kluter versus Lukman Jazbe. I mean, you saw the weightings. These guys want to go at it. Looking at it on paper, it looks like Mickey should win this one quite comfortably in the first round. I saw in the Engage series as well. Mickey believes that as well. But I would not count Lukman out. He's got a decent skill set, so Mickey should win this one on paper. But don't be surprised if Lukman pulls something out of the hat and actually finishes it.
I know Mickey's got coming off, I think, 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah, he's got quite a streak going at the moment.
On paper, it definitely looks like Mickey should be taking it. We've got Akator versus Mageka.
Yeah, so that's Edmund, also another international fighter coming through, and then Lucky's obviously local. He fought Alistair last. I'm going to go with Lucky just because he's got heart and he'll be able to go the distance. I mean, they did get 5.5 last time. I just hope he's improved his ground skills and maybe he can look for a finish. I haven't seen Akator fight at all, so it's a complete dark horse for me. So if he
just looking at the physiques, you can see Lucky's looks quite a bit bigger, broader.
It goes with his nickname, Hercules. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a good fight. But I think I'm going to stick local on this one.
I'll stick local on this one as well. Hercules was also debuting up against Alistair, so there could have been some nerves there.
Yeah, so next up we have a light heavyweight fight up against 2 complete monsters. This for me could also be a fight of the night. So it's the Chef versus the Warrior of God. So
question,
it's not at middleweight, it's at light heavyweight.
That's okay. I was going to ask, has Jeremy then gone up?
Yeah, so Jeremy's coming up for this one, and see us staying at light heavyweight. I think this one could have been at middleweight as well, but obviously if both guys are keen to go at it and they don't want to cut, why not have it at light heavyweight?
So who shoots first? Yeah, I think it's gonna be a stand and bang brawl, bro.
Both oaks have monstrous strength. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. I think it's gonna probably stay standing until someone gets rocked, and then it's gonna go to the ground, and then there will be a finish. I don't see this one going the distance. Either probably mid-second or early third finish.
Yeah.
But you guys are in for a treat. If you guys like light heavyweight and heavyweight action with power, this is a fight to watch. Okay, cool. Then
moving on to the main card, we've got Kati up against Sanchez. Also, Sanchez coming in on short notice. Short notice, no problems.
Yeah, he's replacing Shannon from Tonda, who now, I don't know if you saw, is fighting in M2 MMA at the end of the month. So that's quite interesting.
No.
Yeah, at featherweight.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, that was posted yesterday, so that's quite interesting. Okay. Featherweight fight, so I think that's Kati coming down, and I think that's Sanchez staying the same.
Sanchez trains out of?
Sanchez is with Mikey. What's the gym? Cape Town?
Cape Town.
Yeah,
Reps MMA.
No, it's not Reps. It's the one with Tumelo. So he trains with Tumelo.
Okay.
Mikey.
I don't know. Anyways,
it doesn't matter. And then Kati, he's no longer with more or less Wonderful, so he's also moved. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Both guys are very strong. I don't think this one's gonna go to the ground. I do think if it does go to the ground, Rayo will have the better ground skills, but based off his last fight, I don't think he'll take it to the ground, so I think he's going to keep it standing. This is going to be a good scrap. I do see this one going to decision. I think both guys are very tough. So
hey, stand and bang, there's always a chance someone sleeps. Yeah. But cool, let's move on. We've got Sovandile versus Mambo.
Yeah, bantamweight. This is a crack of a fight. And then in the weigh-ins, you also checked that they were having words. So this one screams fireworks. Yeah. Again. Look, I would like to give it to David. It's just always risky with that. With having DQs and stuff. If he can keep the discipline in check, I think he could get a finish. But Sven is very, very tough, and he's very technical, and his ground control is strong. So again, this is a really, really tough fight. Like the rest of the fights in this card, the matchmaking is on point.
So heading on to Martin De Beer versus Chitamba.
Yeah.
So bantamweight fight.
Yeah. This is a cracker. Both guys used to fight at flyweight as well.
Okay.
So at bantamweight, this is an absolute cracker. So Chitamba, I think, is fighting out at 18 stars now, and then Martin De Beer is Dolphin Coast. I saw that on his pants this morning during the weigh. So Martin's just come off a fight, I think, at UAE Warriors, and I think Chichamba's last fight was against Billy West. So this is gonna be a good fight as well. Co-main event or second last fight, we got Nerik Tamus versus Lubaya. Lubaya is coming from DRC. I think his record is 8-0, and then everyone from South Africa knows Nerik. He's fighting out of CRT. It's quite a height difference in this, and Lubaya tried to make Nerik flinch, and he didn't quite get that right. So
height difference, obviously Nerik will be taller, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I'm gonna stick local on this. I just feel like currently African MMA is on the rise, but the first test for the northern and higher African countries is to come through to EFC and see if they can cut it out.
Yeah. Look, I think just with the fact that Nerik's training out of CRT and he's training with the likes of Cameron and Mark and Zulu, who we're going to get to now.
Remember,
I can't see that he'll fold under the pressure. I think Nerik should get this done.
Remember, Nerik also fought the GIE Warriors. I think he fought Stephen Gonkals there. So he does have that little bit of extra experience, and he handles himself under pressure very well, and he's promised violence. So that's quite exciting. I'd like to see what he does with that.
It's time for the main event. got a flyweight title fight between the bantamweight champion and the flyweight champion. Only the flyweight belt is on the line for this fight. Big anticipation for this fight. They started talking about it late last year, and we've seen a couple of face-offs.
And I think one of the biggest questions was, can Zulu make flyweights? And Zulu has made flyweights. So, guys, we have a fight on hands. And it's going to be a cracker. You're putting two finishers against each other. What a treat to open the year. What an absolute treat. How do you think it's going to go?
Undefeated. So it's a tough one to call. I don't really want to make a call. If I had to, right now, I'm leaning towards Zulu. Yeah, I'm just leaning towards Zulu a bit. If he can keep the fight standing, I think he's going to put on a very, very good performance. Obviously, if Gift can take it to the floor, which I mean he has done in the past, then I'd lean Gift's way. But yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Zulu on this one.
Yeah, look, so it is a 5-rounder. I don't see it going 5 rounds. I definitely don't see it going 5 rounds, and I'm gonna agree with you. I think Zulu's got the more rounded skills and experience on his side. Gift's obviously got age, and I think Gift's definitely better on the ground. Gift is also a little bit taller, so if he can use his reach and keep Zulu away when it's standing, and maybe clinch up and get a takedown against the fence, I think that would be his best approach. Either way, I think there will be a finish, and it's going to be ecstatic.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those moments where we're proven wrong again. Look, Gift he's undefeated, man. He's coming in with a lot of confidence. He's got a great skill set. He's coming from a great team and a great camp, and he definitely has the ability to get it done. I had Gift the whole time leading up until this fight, but something this week just said leaning towards Zulu on this one.
Funny enough, I actually had it the other way around. But then watching the press conference for 2024, the mindset that Gift has and the headspace is in, I would not be surprised if he pulls off something insane like a first or second round finish. I would not be surprised at all. I do feel like Gift will go for what he wants to go for, which is probably a backpack and then the rear naked choke. But I'm pretty sure that Zulu and the team are aware of that, so they would have done a lot of drilling of that to take down defense and reversals.
And then on that, our fight predictions aren't always the best, so if we've gone against you, don't take it personally. This is just on paper. We know on the night you can bring it. You know, paper doesn't always speak the best. Even my paper didn't speak the best in my last fight. So just go out there, give it your all, prove us wrong, and
put on a show. Put on a show for the crowd.